Legend of the Lupus Warriors, Episode 3, Bloodlines in the Soil. They had returned. The Lupus Warriors stepped through the portal of vision, no longer cloaked in doubt, but draped in revelation. They didn't speak at first. Some still trembled. Some glowed with silent rage. But all of them had changed. The world they thought they knew, false. The maps they were taught to follow, fabricated. The histories buried deep in textbooks and temples, distorted by beings who fed off the forgetting. It wasn't just time that had been twisted, it was truth. They had seen the scars of the earth, and they had seen themselves, fractured but divine. Warrior vessels with cosmic purpose, gatekeepers of real memory. The morning after their return, the air around them buzzed like bees over sacred flowers. Even the trees seemed different, older, awake. When they moved, the branches bent with reverence. The earth knew its protectors had finally remembered. Lakota stood before the group, her long braids adorned with copper and eagle feathers, eyes storm-colored and clear. "The earth speaks through vibration," she said. "And the land is screaming." "We must return to the cradle," Legend added, unrolling a scroll across a flat stone. "The place where the Nile truly began, Turtle Island. The real Nile, before it was split, renamed, claimed. There our ancestors planted bloodlines into the soil itself." Pia traced the glyphs with a fingertip. "So we must go back to the roots." Lake nodded solemnly. "To the roots and the rot." The journey begins. Their journey across the continent began not with weapons, but with ceremony. Each warrior was assigned a crystal to amplify their path. Urija took sunstone, which flared with firelight during the day and pulsed like a second heart at night. Urban wore shungite carved from a fallen star, his connection to ancient tech and modern rhythms strengthening with each step. Pearl chose rose quartz wrapped in silver wire, which allowed her to project ancestral memories with touch. Sinebi carried lapis lazuli, tied to his third eye, restoring the knowledge once kept by scribes and temple builders. As they traveled, they stopped in places where the veil between worlds had thinned. Sacred mounds, burial circles, medicine wheels long desecrated. They knelt and listened, and the land began to answer. At each site, Urban laid down a speaker carved from old drums and tree bark. He played tones tuned to 432 hertz, what the ancients called the earth key. The sound traveled not just through air, but through soil. Forgotten memories rose like mist. Whispers became clearer. They heard them, the ancestors. "We were never lost," said one voice in the wind. "They buried the truth, but the roots still hold it," said another from the trees. "Tell our story and you'll free yourselves," came a final voice, echoing from the stones. The betrayal beneath. But the path was not free of corruption. The invaders, those esoteric beings cloaked in illusion, were watching. Shapeshifters who wore skin like masks. They had long embedded themselves in broken systems, feeding off division and stolen energy. In the desert ruins of what was once a thriving mound city, Irakutau, now called Arizona, the warriors encountered one such being. It called itself Katuel and wore the face of a dark-skinned elder, but its frequency betrayed it. Where a soul should have been, there was static, hollow, brittle, wrong. Katuel spoke in riddles, pretending wisdom. You search for truths that never served you. Forget the roots, embrace the sky. Let the old earth die. But Sai, the silent one, stepped forward. His onyx eyes burned with clarity. "You smell like burnt copper and spoiled fruit," he said. "You are not of this earth." With a swift motion, he struck the earth with his staff, releasing a pulse of frequency tuned to 528 hertz. The tone of DNA repair, of resurrection. Katuel writhed, its illusion unraveling. Its skin peeled away like cloth, revealing a being of shimmering lies, formed from stolen belief. Legend raised his hands and sang a prayer in the tongue of Ma'at. The others followed, their voices rising in discordant harmony. The creature screamed and shattered into vapor. Pearl touched the ground where it vanished. Her eyes rolled back. "They are afraid," she whispered. "Afraid of us remembering because one